How's it going? What's happening? What's happening there, blessed beautiful souls? Welcome to the Crypto Grid Show. Today, I'm Kiara DeCass, and I have an exciting video for you today. I must say, I just want to take a moment to just really say thank you very, very, very much. Here in South Africa, especially in Johannesburg, where I'm at, we've got 10 to 12 hours of load shedding back on again. We've got water load shedding, or water shedding is what they're calling it. And that's busy happening right now. So there isn't actually any water in the taps. Whatever is in the taps, I managed to have an awesome cold shower again this morning. I love cold showers. You guys know that by now. If you watch my channel often, I do talk about it. And there's so much interesting things happening in the world, but nonetheless, I'm still here. I get to make a video for you guys. I've got cameras, I've got computers, I've got cell phones, I've got audio kits, I've got lighting, I've got an office, I've got people around me that are working with me and for me. How much do you actually have to be grateful for? And this is the most beautiful thing about what it is that we do in our lives, is that everything is mindset. Every last little thing we do is all about our mindset. So, there's a lot of stuff that is going on in the crypto space again. We've seen a lot of FUD fall away at the moment, which is wonderful. And we're starting to see a really big amount of pushing towards the ETF. Now, excuse me, the one thing that I need you to know about the ETFs and what's going on in the ETFs is that
anything about cryptocurrency.
We actually,
where it came from, what it
we're
is,
still quite away from it. So first of all, if the ETF gets approved, it needs to go through a whole bunch of regulatory scrutiny, and then it also needs to go through documentation processes. It also needs to go through a number of people, getting people to buy Bitcoin on that ETF. And then it also needs to then go through that velocity. And only at that point will it take some time. Now, it took 3 years for the gold spot ETF actually to really show its true colors. And, yes, it doesn't look. In 2017, I'm gonna show you a video on Mike Novogratz a little bit later. But in 2017, basically, when the spot gold Bitcoin ETF was created, there was an absolute dramatic smash. And if you guys want to go and have a look, we can actually have a look at that chart, the gold chart, if you want to go and have a look at that. So let us actually go and see what that looks like, because I would love to know. So guys, thank you to every single one of my beautiful subscribers. I really do appreciate every single one of you beautiful souls. And I hope you are all having a beautiful and happy day today. It's really awesome out there. Thank you to all of these beautiful subscribers. You guys are absolutely incredible. Whether you love the channel or you don't like the channel, it's okay. Thank you very much for being here with me and actually subscribing to the channel, watching the channel, because that is very, 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 very powerful. Now, what I'm going to show you, my indicator here is indicating actually that the gold is on the daily coming up to a bit of an oversold in the RSI, but we are still pushing up quite nicely up here. Now, I just want to go and show you something, because I'm going to go back to the monthly time frame on Bitcoin. And here you go. In 2017, when the day the Bitcoin ETF was approved, okay, boom, massive crash on gold. I mean, we had a 15% crash. And then guess what happened from there? Then we had this major, crazy, awesome rally of 81% so far. So not a massive run. But as you guys can see, I mean, look at what's actually happened here in the Bitcoin market. We've got crazy stuff going on. Sorry, that's the gold market, of course. But you guys know already the cup and handle pattern that has formed here on gold. So let us come back to our Bitcoin chart. Guys, if you want to trade Bitcoin with me, make sure to hit my Bitflex link down below. I have a Bitflex link down below, and you don't have to KYC with Bitflex. So that is pretty awesome. It is a decentralized exchange. Now, that will give you a 50% bonus when you deposit your $100. You'll get $50 bonus. So make sure to go and click that link down there in the description below. Let's go and have a look at the crypto market cap for the day today. The crypto market cap is currently sitting at 1.226 trillion. So not much change from yesterday, a little bit of a change. Bitcoin's currently sitting at 30,355, so it's back to the same level it was before the CPI numbers came out. So it pumped before then, and then it dumped back down to this level. Now, Ethereum is sitting just slightly under what it was yesterday. Like I said to you guys, 1869, not bad. BNB at 244, XRP at 47 cents, Cardano 28 cents, Dogecoin 64 cents, Solana 21.73, Litecoin 100.12. So Litecoin pumped a little bit yesterday, and Polygon pumped, dropped a little bit to 75 cents, guys. So amazing stuff happening there. The Fear and Greed Index dropped back down to the 57 level. So we're playing tennis with each other between the kind of neutral and the beginning of the greed. So, honestly, I haven't seen it go into the extreme greed phase yet. And that is very interesting because I actually believe that we will get into the extreme greed phase before we have any sort of major pullback back to the extreme fear side of things. Now, I'm going to tell you why in this video, so make sure to stay right to the very end. And if you guys are enjoying the content, please smash a thumbs up on the video. I want to see 10 likes on the video, and I want to see 1,000 subscribers by the end of July. We have 17 days left, guys. Let's go out and smash this together. We are almost there. Community. Guys, you know that it helps the algorithm on YouTube. So thanks very much for doing that, man. Okay, so you guys can see that there's a lot of crypto bubbles that are in the green today. And this is, of course, against the USDT. Let's go and see what they look like against the Bitcoin. I haven't done my Bitcoin bubbles yet, but... sorry, this is actually against my Bitcoin. Okay, so wow, this is Hex is pumping, Castor is pumping. Cuspa, Bit Token, Comp, Algo's down, XRD's up, Nexo's up, Litecoin's up. So there's a few that are up, Carver's down. So there's kind of an average of some down, some up. Okay, now I want to go and show you something. I'm going to show you a few more charts that you actually going to enjoy. So, you guys enjoying it? Smash the thumbs up. That would be appreciated. So, today I only have one news article that I'm going to show you and share with you, and there's going to be a little bit of information. I'm going to play you a short snippet from Mike Novogratz and what he actually has to say about the Bitcoin ETF himself. I also will be finishing off the editing of the Mark Yusko video that I did for you guys last Saturday. I want to give you guys that information because that information is extraordinarily valuable to us as a crypto community. And we need to know and understand where we're at and what's going on. So when the Bitcoin ETF is launched, okay, that for me is personally where I see the market. And I agree with Mark Yusko. If we've seen it time and time again, whenever the spot ETFs for gold or for Bitcoin, Bitcoin hasn't been released. The futures ETF for Bitcoin was released. The market fucking dumped. It dumped on its ass, guys. So there's a lot of information to say that these guys are doing exactly that. But how are they doing this? Well, guess what? They're buying Coinbase, coin shares. They're buying ARK Investment. They're buying a number of other companies that already have crypto assets on their balance sheet. And that's how they're doing it without bringing the liquidity into the crypto space, into this area here, into direct Bitcoin. Now, that's very interesting, right? Because that means that they're sneakily loading up on Bitcoin, okay? Which essentially means that at some point later on, they can pretty much dump on your ass and you won't even know it, okay? Although you'll see it in the chart, the US debt clock. Okay, the US debt clock is currently sitting at $32.484 trillion in debt. Okay, now the US GDP is $26.49 trillion. Now, the total federal, state, or local spending is $10.3 trillion, and the total debt to GDP ratio is 136.3%. The spending to GDP is 37.87. Now, guys, this stuff is crazy. I want to go and show you guys something because in this video, in this US debt clock, you can actually see what the actual price of gold should be, what the actual price of silver should be, what the actual price of oil should be. Now, the US's total debt, okay, Okay, their national debt is 32.5 trillion. But you guys are missing out on the total debt of $101 trillion. Okay, that is fucking mad. Okay, mad. I don't even know what to say to you in terms of that, guys. But right now, essentially, yeah, you see now they've already taken this down here because they normally had something in there. Let me just go and see something on the app here quickly, guys, because it's very important to actually show us what is going on here. So US debt clock. On the silver, let's go and see on the silver. Yeah. Wow. So this is cool because now they got the crypto. So to crypto to ratio 17.771 to 1. Okay. To crypto ratio 9.2. Let's go and see if we can find the gold and the silver. Yeah, they've fucked with this thing. They've messed with this so badly, guys. They've manipulated the numbers. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, gold should literally. I mean, gold is currently sitting at. Gold is currently sitting at 2,000, just under 2,000. Okay, so that is showing us that there's a lot of manipulation here. The paper to silver ratio is 315.40 to 1. So you can see silver will eventually outperform gold by quite a substantial, like nearly 2.5 times the amount. Okay, so there is plenty things to look at. US millionaires, nearly 23 million US millionaires. That's amazing, guys. But guess what? There's food stamp recipients of to the value of 43 millionaires. Okay, 43 million, which is crazy. The US total national assets is $193 trillion. Okay, now where does that come from? Who's that owned? The US unfunded liabilities is 192 trillion, guys. The US is like literally on the verge of exploding, like absolutely exploding. The liability per citizen is 573K, whether you have that debt or not. The asset per citizen is 578K. Okay, that's a 5,000 difference between the money that you have versus the money that you owe. Okay, technically, if you did own that kind of amount. Now, one of the most interesting things that I've seen, guys, is the crypto volatility index, or the CVI. Okay, this is literally at the all-time low since April 2019. Since April 2019. Look, I was trying to say 2019, but I couldn't get it out. Okay, so let's close this little thing here. So you can see the crypto volatility index is literally at the lowest that we've been since April 2019 over here, guys. That is already 4 and a bit years now of the lowest volatility that we have seen. Guys, I'm expecting this to smash back up to this level here once those ETFs start getting approved and once we start to hear a little bit more from that point of view. Now, one of the news articles that I want to go and show you is Bitcoin ETF is the needed seal for approval for Bitcoin. Mike Novogratz says, the Galaxy Digital founder believes approval for a spot Bitcoin ETF would essentially be a United States regulator and government nod for Bitcoin. Okay, so what I do think is BlackRock, Invesco, and the group of ETF providers is a real signal that adoption is coming, Novogratz said. I just think if it happens, it's the real seal from the approval from the SEC and the US government. The SEC is not going to approve one, so you're going to have these giant sales forces out there giving access to people that didn't have access before. I think we're probably going to need either a change of heart at the SEC or a change of administration to see the real progress in crypto here in the US. And he's 100% right, okay? Let's go and listen to this video quickly from...
To the point that you've been making, well, let's go back to crypto for a second here because, you know, you have been doing really well this year. I mean, Bitcoin is up very, very meaningfully. But in the last couple of weeks since BlackRock announced its ETF filing, you did not see Bitcoin move really meaningfully past 30,000. Do you think that it breaks out this year, or is there still more downside risk? Where does it end the year?
Listen, I think it ends the year higher. We're consolidating, between, call it 28 and 32,000. I think if you take out the top, we'll have a nice leg up. That might be when the Fed actually pivots and flinches. People have made a lot of money, and so there's some supply pressure today. It appears the government is selling some of their Bitcoin. Ironic, right before they're going to approve the ETF, they're going to sell their Bitcoin. They're not the best of traders, but that's why Bitcoin is forming today. What I do think is BlackRock, Invesco, the group of ETF providers is a real signal that adoption is coming. Think about it, like Larry Fink travels the world talking to the biggest pools of capital. It makes it really easy when he's out there saying Bitcoin's an alternative. And if you're nervous about who's your custodian, and the ETF is a really easy first step, and it's a step for a lot of people. And so I just think if it happens, it's the seal of approval from the SEC and the U.S. government that this is an asset. And there is this giant infrastructure. Because remember, it's not just BlackRock. Like I said, Invesco is bigger in ETFs than BlackRock. And there are many players that are going to, and the SEC is not going to approve one. So you're going to have these giant sales forces out there giving access to people that didn't have access before.
Are you going to be able to then list in the U.S., Mike? Do you think you'll be able to do that before the end of this year?
That's a $64,000 question. Listen, this SEC has been really stubborn and really tough on crypto. No one has really gotten through. No one of significance has gotten through the listing process. We can't talk about it. We are in process. It has been a long and frustrating path. I'll leave it at that. And so, yeah, I think we're probably going to need a change of either a change of heart at the SEC or a change of administration to see real progress in crypto regulation here in the U.S.
Okay, so you guys basically saw what Mike Novogratz said there. So he's telling us right now that it has been a long and frustrating process for them to list in the US. And essentially what you guys can see is that there is time and room and space for the SEC and the US government to soften up towards Bitcoin. And he said perfectly so, that they're not the best of traders, right? If they were the best of traders, they would know that now is not the best time to sell the Bitcoin. When just before they launch the ETF would probably be the best time to sell some of the Bitcoin. Now, guys, I said to you guys yesterday in my video over here, I said it here, I said it in here, and I said it in here. I personally think that, let's go and have a look at the Bitcoin chart now. I said to you personally, I believe that we're going to see, and let's go and look at my other Bitcoin chart that I gave you the targets from, because this is where I was actually talking to you guys about this. So let's go and quickly have a look here.
Wallets, profile, etc.
Okay, so I said to you guys that personally I could actually see us hitting the 38K before a pullback, and then maybe a pull up to the 45K, and then a strong pullback even back down to the 30K level before we actually see any sort of movement like to break the to give us a new all-time high. So what I wanted to say here is that I think we could even, let's do this. We could even really rally up to the 38K, kind of bounce a little bit, consolidate, pull back a little bit, maybe to the 35, and then fuck off up to the 45K. And that would then hit us the target that we expected out of the cup and handle pattern, which essentially, as you guys can see, would give us then a very strong point of rejection. And maybe at that point, guys, I said to you by that point that maybe that's when we have a hard pullback, and that's maybe when the actual Bitcoin ETF is released, because at that point we will have an insane crash or an insane dump, because that's what they do, guys. That is exactly what they do. They sell the paper assets as hard as they can. JP Morgan was notorious for selling gold paper assets for 2x back in 2017 to the value of 2x of the actual gold holdings, which is insane, guys. And then what happened after that was, well, they actually, people bought the Bitcoin going up from there. Now, where are we right now? There wasn't much buy volume here yesterday. There was a little bit of buy volume here, but not terribly much, guys. I want to say to you that for me, we're pretty much sitting flat here now between this range and that range right up here at the yellow line, okay? Which for me tells me that actually we've got quite a way to go before any sort of move unfolds and happens. We are oversold on the RSI, but that doesn't mean we can't come back down some more. Now, for me personally, I think we're just going to really just sit here tight, nice and tight until actually we get some sort of indication that the spot BTF, the spot ETF is going to be resolved and sorted out, and that we don't actually have much manipulation at this point. Now, I want to go and show you something here, okay? Because this beautiful, you see, look at how I even drew my line, okay? Look at how I drew it. Like, we could just hover around here for a little bit and then pump up, okay? That's what I personally see happening. Doesn't mean it will happen. I'm not a genie in a bottle. I'm just another person on the internet with a camera and a mic and some lights and a computer, and I'm showing you exactly what it is that I'm doing. I'm still in my Bitcoin trade, and I'm not going to get out of my Bitcoin trade. And why is that? Well, the volume here is decent enough, okay? And if I really look at the levels that we're busy going through right here, right now, the strongest level of support is definitely down here, and we do have a massive gap from where we are to down this point in this area of volume. You can see on my indicator, okay? But you can see how much buying volume is sitting here at this current level, which is actually support right here, okay? So that for me tells me that we are at a very strong point on the Bitcoin chart. And for me, we might hit this resistance line, you know, we might tap on that resistance line, but currently we're trying to seek support in this area right here, right now. And if we do find that, guys, my goodness me, we are going to have some juiciness. And if you guys want to watch what I did and what I said to you guys in my Bitcoin chart yesterday for my Bitcoin prediction for November, go and check out that video up there. That will be awesome. And then last thing that I want to show you, and I did this the other way around today on purpose, because the Dixie is what is in my title of the video, and the Dixie is officially breaking my neckline of this massive M pattern that I was previously speaking about with you guys, okay? And I've told you guys this a few times before. The target of the M pattern is down here at the 95 level. So for me, we're breaking this 100 level on the dollar. That is beautiful. We're looking good, but it doesn't mean that you're going to just drop straight down here, although we probably could. I still feel as though we'll probably break down a little bit, kind of fake out of this area, pull back, retest the blue line, and then make our way back down, guys. That's still going to be a little while. And remember, we have PPI numbers today in the market, so make sure to stay tuned for that, especially after CPI has been coming down. Even if it's just fractional, it's been coming down moment for moment, month for month, which is telling us that 1% at a time, the CPI has been coming down month for month at that time. So essentially by the end of August, we should start to see some sort of rally in Bitcoin. But like I said to you guys, I said in my video that would happen at the end of September. We'd probably have a little bit of a rally up to the 38K between now and the beginning of September. Maybe September we have a massive crash, and then we have a huge buying opportunity at that point, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thanks for being here on the channel. And remember, you have my Bitflex link if you want to trade Bitcoin and other altcoins with me. And you can get yourself that deposit bonus down there right now. Thanks for being here with me, you special, beautiful souls, and we'll see you on the next one.